And we're here now with Carl Dettinger,
Correct.
who is with the Maryland State Department of Labor. And Carl provides job information and job training information for veterans. Carl, what are some of the important programs that are being offered right now for veterans from the state of Maryland?
Well, one of the most popular programs is a one called VRAP, Veterans Retraining and Assistance Program, for veterans that are between 35 and 60 years of age, unemployed, something other than dishonorably discharged, but it offers training for high-demand occupations. If a veteran chooses one of those occupations that they would like to be trained in, they apply, called the VRAP program. You put your application in. If you are accepted, you can receive up to $1,564 a month in your account to pay for the tuition or certification fees or whatever, and for up to 12 months. And you can't beat it. And I think the 35 to 60 picks up a lot of veterans that have been falling through the cracks. And this is a great opportunity. I believe it will end in 2014. So, if a veteran's interested, they should definitely look into the application process.
Time is of the essence.
Exactly. Talk to the Education Institute. Make sure they offer one of those programs. Like I say, there's over 200. And believe it or not, guess what we're short of? Umpires.
Really?
Yeah, that's on the list.
Interesting.
Yeah. But the point being is that there's a wide variety of occupations that the VA is willing to help pay for, so that veterans can attain a career, not just a job, but to start a career.
What are some of the other important services you offer? Particularly when veterans come out, sometimes they're not civilian job ready yet in some cases. What does the department have to offer for those folks?
Well, once they enroll into what's called the MWE, the Maryland Workforce Exchange, then they can talk to any vet rep, and the vet rep will look at their profile, help them write your resume, get it looking really good, cover letters, and doing some assessments so that when employers are looking for certain skills or abilities, their name is more likely to pop up. If there's any,
you can help them target their resume and cover letters for the jobs that they're applying for.
Yes, and they can do multiples. It doesn't have to be like a one-time resume. Okay, they can create many resumes, and we look for barriers. If they need counseling, then we'll shift them over to maybe the vet center, refer them to talk to someone there. They can go to computer classes if they need to buff up a little bit on a keyboard. If they're homeless, which is not a good scenario to be in, if they're homeless, we try almost immediately to find them shelter. That's the first priority. Then we want to get them trained, get them to become someone who's going to contribute to the community, be a member of it, as opposed to being supported by the community. Okay, we want them to be a good citizen.
You're there to get them the help they need, to get them job ready, and
Correct.
to get them to a point, the veterans, to a point where they can be independent and self-supportive and feel good about that as a person.
Absolutely. And it does happen, and we feel good when we hear of a success story, and it makes it well worth it, because a lot of times we don't hear what happens after veterans come in and we give them some good information to follow and use, and they don't come back, but every now and then we hear about one who has passed through the barriers, solved their problems, got the training or the education and help they need from the VA or a community organization or agency. But when that success story comes back, it makes you feel good.
Carl, where can veterans reach you? Is there a phone number?
Phone number?
That they can reach you, yes.
Sure. My number is 410-901-4204. That's my office in Cambridge. Now, my co-worker, Mike Neal, works out of Easton, and his number is 410-822-3030, extension 304.
And is there a website that folks can look at too?
You could go to the Dollar website and navigate through it, which also has information about jobs. Within the state of Maryland. So veterans, that's the kind of thing we feed to veterans. Like, you can look here, you can look there.
If they call you, you will bring them into all those resources.
If that's what they want to do.
Perfect.
I do. I try to accomplish what they want to do.
Gotcha.
We sit down. The big thing is to establish that rapport. Sometimes that's all I'll do. A veteran will come in and just unload. Yeah. They already have a job, or they'll come back because they already have a job, and then they just want to talk about it.
You're there to listen and you're there to help.
That's it.
Carl,
Always.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you
nice
very
chatting
much.
with you.
Nice chatting with you. Thanks a lot.
Hi, my name is Billy Wren, and I would like you to tell us a little bit about what you do and tell us your name and what's your job and how do you help veterans. I know that the Maryland VA does a lot of things, but can you give us a little rundown on that?
I'd be glad to. My name is Janet Thomas, and I'm with the Maryland Department of Veterans Affairs. We're a state agency. We are not the federal VA. I look at us, we're the ones with the services. The federal VA is the one with the pocketbook that has the money. Our agency has several departments. We have the Memorial and Cemetery Program. We're fortunate we have a very beautiful facility on the Eastern Shore, one of the Maryland veteran cemeteries at Hurlock. That's actually where my office is located. We have an outreach and advocacy program, and we have a veterans home, which is another lovely place in Charlotte Hall, Maryland. And then I work for the backbone of the organization, I will have to say. We're the service program. And we assist veterans in filing claims with the federal VA. We're an advocate for the veteran in their claims work in filing for either compensation or pension. And we also, we're a referral agency. If a veteran calls us, if we don't have the benefit or access to that information, we will find it for them.
Well, I think one thing is that I had the pleasure of working with this lady, and she helped me. I brought in my DD 214 and some notes on a change in the law, and at that time I was simply a retired Marine and had to reapply to be involved because we changed the law with the Veterans Administration, and she took my junk that I brought into her, organized it, and filed it for me. And I think that's a really important service because most veterans, especially guys like myself who are grunts, are not really good at organizing our thoughts and organizing our paperwork. And I think that's one of the main benefits that Maryland has provided for veterans here in this state. I know coming from California, there is no comparable agency that I'm aware of that'll do what this lady does for you. And so I would recommend at any time if a veteran's got a problem for them to refer it to her and let her help you with this particular thing. So anyhow, why don't you tell us how people can get a hold of you and what your phone numbers are and your website is?
Well, I have to look up the website myself here. The state website for our agency is www.mdva.state.md.us. My phone number is 410-943-0417. And
where is that located? Where is the cemetery? You're near the cemetery.
My office is in the cemetery, in the administrative building. It's 6827 East New Market Elwood Road in Hurlock, which it's in between Hurlock and Preston.
And to get there from, for example, Easton, all you do is head to
Preston.
Yeah.
You go through You go through Preston. As you come out of Preston, Route 16 will turn to the right before you get to Preston Ford's auto dealership. And after you make that right turn, we're about 3 miles down on the left. And
Thank you.
it's a beautiful
We
facility.
appreciate that. We
One thing I
appreciate
would like
all
to
the work.
mention that is a new thing for Maryland veterans. There are several stores and places that offer discounts to veterans. And in order to show eligibility for that, veterans have to have some way of showing that they are actually veterans. And if you are not a retired military person who has a military ID card, and if you're not enrolled in the VA healthcare system, which gives you an ID card, you're out of luck because the stores don't want to look at your DD 214. It's passed the legislature, and just January 1st this year, motor vehicles will put a designation on your driver's license that you are indeed a veteran. The process is you would take your DD 214, your report of separation, to Motor Vehicles Department. They will look at it, verify it, and then put the designation of a W, don't ask me why, but a W on the front of your driver's license, and then when you turn the license over, it will say that that designates that you are a veteran. There is no charge for this if you do this at the time of that you're up for your license to be renewed. If there's no charge, but if it is in between times for renewal, there is a $20 charge for that.
Okay. Thank you very much for your help. I appreciate it, and I know that you do a good job for veterans, and I appreciate your service and a lot of hard work. Thank you.